Hello, and welcome. Thank you for joining. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining from. Thank you for being here. Welcome to another week. It's been another week. It's a hot one this week in Portland, and we've got some stuff to chat about and, of course, answer questions. So if you are new here, welcome, and please, at any point, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Start them with the letter Q so that it makes it a little bit easier for me to find them once the chat gets going. Otherwise, we'll just say hi to everybody in the chat who is joining and kick things off. So, hello, Michael from Portland. I actually met Michael on Friday. Was that Saturday or Friday? Now I can't remember. To hand over some gear from my studio. I'm cleaning up, trying to get rid of things. Happy Canada Day and 4th of July to those in the Canada and the US. Indeed. And thank you to both of you for being channel members. This is something new that I launched a couple weeks ago. We are so close to the goal of 30. We are at 27 members right now. The goal is 30 members within the first month, and just 3 people away. So that is we're so close. I have a feeling we're gonna make it. Perks of being a channel member. Couple things. Discord channel. There is a Discord server now with for chatting among the members, but also for me to just share some behind the scenes updates of things. I will admit, for the last couple of weeks, it's been mostly house renovation projects because that is all of my focus is going into that right now. Redid the bathroom and I painted the kitchen this weekend, and eventually, once I'm done with the house and moved into this place upstairs, it will become a lot of updates of testing gear out that I am doing videos about. So I'll probably actually this week be getting around to some of the ATEM Television Studio HD8 content, which is sitting over there, still up and running for today's show, so we can play around with it a bit too. And yeah. The other fun perk is members only live streams. So not last Monday, but the Monday before, I did a live stream of a bike ride, and I actually wanted to share some of that, talk about some of the gear choices and how that went. But I streamed it to a members only stream, got to chat with people there and see how that goes. That was a little bit better than making it a public live stream, just because it was a test and things actually mostly worked, but it was a lot of fun to see that. The other streams that will happen eventually is actually testing the gear. So this week I will probably do some streams from the TV Studio HD8. So that's on loan from Blackmagic right now, and been playing around with it, trying things out. Today we'll actually try to do a demo of remote streams. So remote streaming from other devices like Web Presenter or cameras, and eventually I'll get a camera in. But yeah, we're gonna play around with it a little bit today. Throughout the week, I'll do some streams for members using that and showing some of the behind the scenes. Speaking of members, if you are on my email list, I apologize for the duplicate email you got this morning. My email list is a way to get notified of live streams. I'll drop the link in the chat. It sends out an email 30 minutes ahead of time, and it's usually more reliable than YouTube's notifications. Today it actually sent out an email for the members only stream, which it's not supposed to do. So I fixed that. Won't happen again. You should not be getting email notifications of the members only scheduled streams, only of the public live streams. So apologies for that. It is fixed with some last minute hacking. So, okay. The other way that you can support the channel is, if you actually want to get something in return, is you can buy one of the PK1 products. These are the stands and rigs, either for ATEM Mini, ATEM Extreme. We've got stands for Yoloboxes in stream. There's the cage for the Yolobox as well. Great way to turn these into much more portable kits and be able to attach stuff to it. I've been using the cage whenever I do like a remote stream when I'm traveling. And then this is, yeah, another great way to support the channel. So, okay. I want to talk about the bike ride, stream. So let me pull that up because I'm going to show a little bit, some clips of the stream, not clips. I'm going to play it back. Oh yeah, and if you are a member, you actually have a behind the scenes view of this stream right now. Let me show you what that looks like. Let's mute the audio though, otherwise it'll be bad. So members have been watching me set up for the stream, and this is what's live right now, the giant mess in my studio. And that's the box the ATEM came in. I have to figure out where it's going to stay for the next month. But yeah, for the half hour or so before the stream was setting things up, getting things working, and you got a nice little sneak peek of what it's like to run this show. So the bike ride, here is the link. This was a rainy ride. It was raining on Monday when we were out there, and didn't matter. People showed up, rode in the rain anyway. It is it's called Fancy Mondays. That's the bike ride. So everybody's supposed to dress up fancy, and a lot of people do. Looking a little bit less fancy with all the rain gear though. So hopefully this Monday it'll be, well, it is definitely scheduled to be sunny. Predicted to be sunny. That's the word. So this was the waiting for the ride to kick off. You know, everybody like gathers there at the park and then get a big group together and eventually take off on the ride. The rig I was using was the Yolobox Mini on top of the bike. Let's see. I think I do have a little sneak peek of it in here somewhere. I tried to do a little behind the scenes overview of the rig, which didn't work as well as I'd hoped for reasons I will explain in a second. But that's the Yolobox Mini in the rain. It survived, not recommended. And I have let's see, I've got a Insta360 Link webcam attached to like a GoPro mount. And that was doing face tracking of me. It was pointing at me, and it was doing a really good job. Like, you know, as I'm turning the handlebars, the camera would have been turning, but it was like able to follow me and like keep my face in the center. Worked really surprisingly well, actually. So that was a fun one. And then on the back of the bike, I had a GoPro. So that was, let's see if I go around to the back. There, it's blurry because this was my phone camera. There it is. I tried to do the thing with the Yolobox of using my phone as the remote camera, but the internet there wasn't good enough. So I didn't have a very good connection from that camera, unfortunately. So just get a couple of these still shots out of it. But yeah, the GoPro is bolted to the back. Actually, my rack, because I have a trailer now that I use, and that was clamped to the back, pointing backwards. So it was fun to get a shot of everybody's faces, right? Because it's pointing at them as they're riding if I'm in front, and then a camera of me. It worked well. The couple of things though, so that was the Insta360 Link. It was a GoPro Hero 10, and I installed the Labs firmware. I mentioned this in the video I did about changing all your settings for your GoPros if you're going to use them for live streaming. And let me drop that video in the chat because I don't recommend GoPros for studio live streaming, but if you do want them for, if you are going to use them for like actual action things, like on a bicycle, not that our slow 3-mile-an-hour ride was much action, but if you are going to use them for action stuff, then there are a couple settings that you should absolutely change, including GoPro Labs, which is custom firmware that they make Labs firmware, and it's alternate firmware that you can get access to a bunch more settings. The most important one being booting into clean HDMI mode when you plug in HDMI instead of booting into video playback mode, which is the most frustrating thing in the world. So now you plug in HDMI and it works like a video camera where it just is the video feed. So that worked worked well. The phone camera did not work well. I used the DJI microphone, which I'm wearing here for the behind the scenes stream, but I used this on the bike ride and it did work also very well, isolating my voice from the rest of the sounds so you could hear me talking clearly. So let me go to the actual part of the bike ride where we started taking off so you can see that. I'm going to not play the sound because there is some music in there from people blasting music as they're riding by, and I don't want to get another copyright claim. So I had this is the Insta360 Link, and then the other one is that GoPro. So the Yolobox was in auto switching mode. So there's that feature where you can have it change auto switch cameras based on whatever timings you want. Oh, this one I was in the back, so you don't get to see anybody riding. Let me skip ahead. Here we go, or behind, I guess. So there we go. That's heading out of the park. Yeah, so you can see that the quality here is really compressed because this is where that was inside the park, and that's where my phone was having bad cell service. So the Yolobox also had bad cell reception. I was using the bonding feature of the Yolobox. So that is the feature that they added. They just launched it in the Mini. And the bonding feature will let you combine multiple network connections. So that's either like a Wi-Fi and a SIM card, or a SIM card and a USB modem. And I noticed in my testing that even if you have only one network connection and you turn on bonding, it actually works better than streaming directly. And I think this was a good demonstration of that, is that the stream was holding on despite being in a pretty bad network environment. Just with the SIM card. So it was a SIM card in the Yolobox itself. And it should clear up once we get out of the park. Let's skip ahead. It's looking a little better there. So I was in the back there because when on these bike rides, when it's like a long group, it's going to be like a block or two long. If you're in the front, you coming up at an intersection that has like a stop sign or even a stop light, you'll oftentimes have somebody, it's called corking, somebody at the front will stop in the middle of the intersection and block traffic until the rest of the ride gets through, and then take off and catch up on the ride. Of course, that means you're in the back of the ride. So I did that once, and then I end up in the back. So then I had to zip ahead and go find my way to the front again. But it's a way to keep the ride together and have a little bit more traffic safety. This was an extremely short ride because we went from one close by park to another close by park. But that was because it was raining and nobody really wanted to be in the rain. The next ride tomorrow will be much longer. But yeah, that worked really well. The Yolobox did a good job of that. I would like to have actually two, like a front camera and a back camera and the face camera. So I might next time do it with the Yolobox Pro just so I get the extra camera inputs. So yeah, that's the update. Let me go look at the comments really quick in the chat. Oh, Dan explaining video joined as a mini supporter. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Now you should be able to go find the members only stream and also get your Discord connection set up. Cool. Okay. For the fancy bike ride, the stream never cut out completely, so bonding was working. Yeah, and it wasn't even full bonding, just tweaked TCP settings from the Yolobox VPN. I know they did some magic there, so it did work well. It did work well. Clear Life Media has a question. I've tried everything to get my new HyperDeck and Duo scope to work with Companion. Nothing fires like it's supposed to. Any suggestions? No, it should work fine. So in Companion, I do have a HyperDeck connected. I have noticed that sometimes it disconnects, but that's usually if it I think it's just been turned on for too long. But usually they're pretty stable. And I've got my two HyperDecks here for video playback right now. I guess first thing is, do you see the little OK here or not? Or do you see it like constantly reconnecting and disconnecting? Because that'd be the first thing to check. If that's stable and green and you're not seeing anything in the logs, then yeah, there's no disconnections here. Here's an example of when there's a problem. This is actually not a problem. This is because I have my power strip set to reboot the web presenter every morning at 2 a.m. But yeah, if you're not getting disconnected errors, then things should be working fine. I can't really think of what else to like even test with that. I see them okay, but no buttons fire when I press them. And it's only on those devices, not on... Well, okay, here's the other thing about Companion is they're redoing it right now and they're building a new version. So theoretically, it's getting stable. I'm still using the old version 2.4, but there is a version 3, which is not officially released yet, but you can download it. So they're working on porting all the modules over, but they're not completely done yet. So I would say try the other version, whichever one you're using, because that's something you can try just to use a totally different series of code. So if you're using 3, downgrade to 2.4. If you're using 2.4, try upgrading to 3 and see if maybe they fixed the bug in the new version. I'm getting a weird buzzing sound on my ATEM Mini Pro using line level audio input from a professional amp. I tried switching cables, but no luck with that. There's also 4 seconds delay in audio. Okay, 2 problems. So buzzing sounds like a ground loop problem, which is just always going to be a problem depending on how you got things set up. You might be able to fix it by changing what power supplies are feeding the different devices. The other way to fix it is to use a ground loop isolator, and that'll be just a little device that costs like $8 on Amazon. I don't even want to drop a link because it takes like 2 seconds to find one, and they're all fine. That will have like 1/8 inch in, 1/8 inch out. So connect that in that signal path, and that should get rid of the buzz. 4-second delay though does not sound possible on the ATEM. So that must be happening inside the mixer. There is no way you can make the ATEM delay audio 4 seconds. It has a 8-frame delay. If you look in the ATEM, let me go to the Mini. If you look in the audio config for the ATEM Mini, you can change the audio delay from 0 to 8 frames, but there's no way to make it do 4 seconds. Something else is going on, and it's not happening in the ATEM for sure. So check check how you're feeding the ATEM, check other parts of that signal path, because I guarantee you it is not happening inside the ATEM Mini. Oh, Clear Life Media says, yeah, version 3. I would say downgrade to 2.4, see if it still happens there, because it's very possible that it's an issue with the migration still. Version 3 has been dramatic changes, especially with the button status. I installed version 3 once, and then it didn't support a bunch of the things that I've connected to it, and I was like, oops, so I uninstalled it, and I haven't gone back. I think it's a lot better now, because it was several months ago that I tried it, but I have not, I haven't actually used it really since then. The ground loop isolator is compressing the sound too much. I didn't think that it had any effect on the audio quality. Now I need some audio engineers to chime in, because I didn't think that was possible. Randy says a radial ISO transformer will isolate and convert a professional mixer output to match the ATEM line level, plus change balance to unbalanced. Listen to Randy. He knows what he's talking about. Thanks, Randy. Do you think Blackmagic will update the ATEM SC? Wait, what's SC? With better streaming and recording sections software control would fix the low bit rate recording with multiple computers connected to the switcher. I hope they fix that. I really do. I know they really need to make a couple of fixes there. It's kind of obnoxious, frankly. Let me go. So I did just right before the show, I did update my ATEM HD8 to the latest version, 9.02, and that fixed the bug that we saw last week on the stream where it wasn't showing my public IP address in that streaming config. That's fixed now, so that's good. And that interface changed also. And the remote source setup, but I'm not going to show it because it shows all the stream keys. But yeah, I agree that this and this need a little bit of work because you can get it into a state where the quality ends up setting it to 0 because if you have two computers connected and you have custom settings and they don't match up. Plus, it's weird that the recording quality is set under the live stream section. They just need to fix it. They just need to fix it. I agree. Normally, a ground loop isolator is just a transformer. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think it could have any effect on quality of the signal. How can I change the ATEM to accept balanced audio? I think you need a device like what Randy was saying, because there's no options for that in the ATEM Mini. Yeah, what are you doing? It says none of the minis accept balanced audio. The bigger ones with XLR do. So you would need to do it outside of the ATEM Mini because the ATEM Mini doesn't support that. Cool. Okay. I do want to show off some of the cool features in the ATEM HD8 though. So I asked in the members Discord, let me see how that's going actually. Okay, we might have one. So in the Discord channel, if you are a member, go to that off-topic channel. I should have put it somewhere better. There's a handful of stream keys that I exported from the ATEM. So you might remember that one of the features that I'm most excited about the ATEM HD8 is the fact that not only do you get these 8 inputs, SDI inputs, but you can actually change the SDI inputs to be essentially a streaming bridge and receive a remote RTMP stream. So I have a couple of cameras plugged into these. Let's take a look at that ATEM. Let's see, let's do that. So this is the multi-view from the HD8. I don't normally have my multi-view laid out this way, but I guess this is the default or something. So 8 cameras are on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Program, media player. And you can change that in the settings too if you want. You can go and redo the multi-view layout in case you want more like the ATEM Mini line where the cameras are down here, which I'm going to do that because it just makes more sense in my head. We're going to put the cameras down here. 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, I guess that's not the ATEM Mini. That's the ATEM Mini Extreme. Up here, we're going to do media player 1. I'm going to put super source up there, which I like to have on here as well. And then I'm going to put the recording status and the streaming status. And now, if we look at the multi-view, it looks more like the ATEM Mini Extreme. Okay. But the cool thing is that these inputs, these camera inputs, they can be SDI or remote streams. So if I go into the settings and change camera 6 to, these are stream keys that I configured in the remote source setup window. If I change this to member 6, then, and let's change 5 to member 5, then we will see what shows up on the multi-view. And we have what is that one? Oh my gosh, this is a complicated layout. Camera 5 is from Nils. So Nils is streaming to my oh, it's the video, it's the YouTube video. Nils is streaming from an ATEM Mini. I don't actually know what you're using, Nils. Put in the chat what device you're using. Streaming to a stream key that is inside of the HD8. So that is that's showing up there. So I can switch to that just like any other camera. So that's a totally remote feed. It looks like we've got a video playing, and then also in the bottom right corner is my YouTube stream. Oh, I'm getting a little delays there. You got a nice little frame counter there so we can see the delays. And I believe you're in Germany, right? So it's a good test of cross continent streaming. Ooh, we're definitely getting some buffering. Good to know. Good to know. I guess I should probably have put my desk camera in that camera 1 slot. Let's do that really quick. Should be there. There we go. Now you can see me. Oh, looks like we're getting a YouTube ad. Wrong frame rate. Okay. It's an ATEM Mini Pro. Cool. So this was something that I also let's get the ads. Before that, it goes to a VPS and a dash stream comes back. Oh, you got a whole chain going on there. Interesting. Okay. Oh, now we're back up to, oh yeah, 24 frames. So I don't know what that's doing to the 30 frames a second video. So the yeah, built-in streaming bridge is definitely cool. Let me show you what it looked like to set that up, because I actually can do it for my other ATEM at home too. I'm running out of ATEMs though, because the web presenter is streaming to YouTube. The ATEM SDI is streaming to the members stream. Can the HD8 stream to itself? I suppose it could. That would be weird. Let's find out. No, let's not find out. Let's go do it properly from my home ATEM. Let me know if you want me to see if it can stream to itself. Okay, so this is from home. So what you do is you go into the stream tab, load streaming settings. I'm going to grab the member 6, which is on input 6. And now I should be able to choose this from this list, which I believe is this. So let's try that. And it looks like it's working. So the camera turned off, but we can go. This is Lily's studio, kind of in a bit of chaos, but she is on input 6. So let me go back over to that ATEM, and now I can cut between 2 remote streams. So that is does not look live, but it is in fact live video. There's just nothing there right now, and it's an overhead shot of the desk with everything kind of put in a pile because we are packing. And oh yeah, you can actually see you can see up in the corner on air. So that's streaming to this ATEM. So the interesting thing that I noticed about the HD8, officially it says like it's for streaming from Ursa cameras or studio cameras. So the cameras have a feature of streaming. You can load the streaming settings in to the camera and have a camera show up in the ATEM, which makes sense. And one of the cool things is that you also get like tally and camera control over that connection as well. I can't show you that right now because I don't have any of those cameras right now. I do have one coming. They're sending one over as well. So I can actually properly show that working end to end. And I'm gonna try to actually test it out remotely too, and try to put it on like a cell phone and get it out of the studio to do a proper test. But that's really cool. But you can also stream to it from other Blackmagic devices. So web presenter, ATEM Mini, or any other cameras. And those all work fine to stream into the device as well. Let me, let's try. Of course, we want edge case experimentation. So let's try it. Let's try streaming from, I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to try streaming from the ATEM to itself. So let's see. If I do this, now you get the, oh, that's the wrong ATEM. Let me fix this really quick. I need to fix, where is that coming in? I need to change super source box 3 to be that one. Okay, so now we got the multi-view of the TV8, HD8, TV Studio HD8, a lot of letters. So my question is, can we load streaming settings for member 7? Oh, we have to also change this to member 7. And now, can I choose this and stream to itself? Let's find out. It can. That's hilarious. So as I change between these different angles, you can see camera 7 is changing because it's streaming to itself. Which means if I put it on camera 7, it'll be in an infinite loop. Yep. Now I'm just shaking my head forever. That's hilarious. It makes sense. So, fun fact, the TV Studio HD can stream to itself. This is also an interesting demo of the delay because this is like the best possible case, right? Of there is no network switch involved. It's just all internal. It's that thing streaming directly into itself. It's not going through my building network at all. So this is the delay that you can expect to see. The minimum delay you can expect to see in an RTMP, right? It's like a second. That's hilarious. That's really funny. Okay. Let's cut that out. Will it accept non-ATEM based streams? I don't think so because I suspect it is working the same way as a streaming bridge. Blackmagic actually says it won't. I can't actually remember if I heard them say it can't be done or if they just only ever mentioned Blackmagic streams. And yes, Michael, it is still RTMP. It is because if you look at the streaming config then that it generates, then it is it'll show you like RTMP protocol and stuff. There's my RTMP to, oh, sorry, that was actually interesting point. That was actually going out to the internet, going through my router. Let's change it to stream to itself. 10, 11. What is it? Let's try this. $45,218. Or maybe let's actually try localhost. Let's try that. Stream has to at least hit the switch it's connected to before coming back in. Well, so actually, because it was streaming to the public IP address of my studio, it was actually going out to my router, and the router was like, oh, I know how to route traffic back to you. So that was going through my switch. Let's try it again. Let's actually rename this to member 7 so we know it worked. Load streaming settings. Member 7. And okay, keep an eye on the multi-view. Okay, this is the minimum. This is not going through any network infrastructure. Because in my streaming config, it's streaming to localhost 127.0.0.1. So this is the best possible stream delay. And I think we still have about a second. Yeah, it doesn't look any different. Oh, we lost camera 5. Wonder what's going on over there. So this is not going to the router even. This is just staying inside the ATEM. It's not even going through the ATEM's network switch that they built into it because it's localhost. So still about a second delay. Glad we checked that though. Still funny. Still funny. Does it stream audio as well via RTMP? Yeah, it does. We should be able to see that on the demo, actually. If I go back to this, we should be getting audio in on... Are we getting audio in? Let me think. No audio sources are enabled. Okay, so I need to enable an audio source. These 4 cameras are coming from HDMI ports or SDI ports out of my main ATEM. So if I turn this on the stream, then yeah, now we get audio coming in over RTMP. And you can see it's delayed again. Right. So if I turn that on, we get the 1 second infinite loop audio, which is delightful. So yes, our audio definitely over RTMP, which is like one of the whole points of it. So you can use it for a full-on remote thing. But this is what I want to show with the camera. Once I get the camera over here, is being able to actually put the camera out somewhere away and do a production, remote production. If you add a streaming bridge from any stream, would it work as well? So really, you could take any device camera if you add a streaming bridge. So the streaming bridge can only receive ATEM streams. Oh, that's what I was going to test. Is can it receive something from non-ATEM? Which I suspect the answer is no, but we can try it. If you do a streaming bridge, would it work as well? Yes. So no. So the streaming bridge is actually like what's built in. The streaming bridge receives the stream, but if you wanted to stream from any camera, you could throw an ATEM Mini Pro in front of it and use that to stream into this thing. If you didn't have the TV studio and you wanted to do this kind of remote stream stuff, then you would need some other device to receive the stream. And that could be a streaming bridge if you want to use just Blackmagic stuff with their nice config things that make it easy to set up. Or the other one I use a ton is the Magewell Pro Convert. And that is NDI decoder. There it is. So let's see if that worked. So the Magewell Pro Convert is it's like a streaming bridge. It's it receives an RTMP stream. However, it also streams. It also receives non-RTMP. So it can receive SRT. It can also receive RTSP. It can pull from RTSP cameras. It can do SRT, HDB, and even NDI. So it's a cool little box. It is a lot more expensive than the streaming bridge, though. So that's the downside. TBJ says, ATEM does not follow the standards-based RTMP. I discovered this when I hacked OBS to work with streaming bridge. Too bad I tore down my test machine. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do a little bit of weird stuff that makes it only work with Blackmagic encoders. But just for thoroughness, let's double check that it really doesn't work. And how are we going to do this? We're going to do this by first streaming from what do I have left? I've got another little encoder here somewhere. What is it? It's is it the DD mall encoder? That's somewhere in my rack. Yeah. Okay. I was using this stream to Amazon the other day. So let's do that. Let's go over to the DD-Mall encoder. First, let's give the DD-Mall encoder a feed. It'll be, let's give it that camera so we can see it. And then I'm going to put it in the super source. So in super source box 3, instead of looking at the multi-view, we're going to put, wait, how are we going to receive it? No, yeah, right. We need to look at the, ATEM. That's where we're going to receive the stream. So I'm going to go back over to the ATEM and change SDI or camera 8 to be the member 8 key. And I need to grab that 10.11.45.218. Does that sound right? Yep. And then I'm going to grab the stream key from member 8. So it's RTMP 1935/app/ oh no, they want it in this. So I don't think this is going to work, but if it does work, it'll pop up in that box 8 below. Connecting. Yeah, I don't think it's working. Just to double, oh, it says it's connected. That's interesting. It's probably not going to show up. If it does, I'll be very surprised. No, okay, it got disconnected. So just to double check that this device is working, let's push that to the Magewell really quick. So I'm going to go back to my super source here and show the Magewell. And then you can see the Magewell working. Pro convert. So that box below now is showing the output of the Magewell device. And here is a stream key. And that is 70.77 /live. And here's the stream key. Let's start that. And connecting. Oh, I also have to make sure that this is actually selected. Did I do that right? RTMP. Maybe it wants it all as... Well, good thing we're testing this because this is not showing up. Oh, that's in 720. That's not going to work. Okay. Let's change it to 1080. RTMP. One more time. Start. Maybe I got the wrong port number. Okay, I'm going to try this full URL. This should be working. I don't know what's going on. Let's get rid of that. Let's go like that. I do this all the time. What's going on? I did select this, right? RTMP is blue. Okay, so we're not... Are we getting... Okay, it is receiving something. What's going on? So the Magewell is receiving it. It's just not showing up in our little box. Time to troubleshoot. And I was using this for the NDI camera app the other day. Let's double check that it can get my phone's feed. So if I go back to source, and my phone should appear here. This is why I don't like NDI, because it's like I just have to wait for it to show up. I can't like force anything. My phone is on the network, right? Yeah. This is not working as well as I thought it would work. Huh. Well, I don't know. I don't know why that's not working. I have another one, which is it's at home, and so I can see the multi-view from Lily's stream. There it is, 10, 10, 70, 75. Let's try this one. I'm gonna get this to work. Why am I in not English? Okay, so there is, this is connected to the multi-view, so we can see, this one has a little preview, which is nice. And I should be able to here go and stream push to that. Let's make sure this is off. Let's try this. Save that. Main protocol, RTMP, push on. Save. Are we getting... Okay, we're getting data. Is it just like, is my super source wrong? ProConvert. That's the right thing, right? Bird dog is off. Apple TV, okay. I'm so confused. Okay, let me take a look at the chat. Michael says I use that Magewell for receiving remote SRT streams, and it's solid. Yeah, so I'm doing something wrong. I don't know what's going on. What is going into the DD mall? It should be the Constellation. Should be feeding that. So normally, and I do have a way to. Do I have a way to check that? I don't know if I do, because if I'm looking at this input mode, audio, HDMI, okay, video, 30 frames a second, 2 megabits, for 1080p. Sure, that's all good. Oh, here. We can put on-screen display to show something, so we can at least see if we're getting see if we are getting, oh, here's what I can do. I can pull this in VLC to see what that DD mall sees. So if I go to VLC, this is the cool thing about the DD mall encoder, is that it's also an RTSP encoder. So if I play this, okay, so that encoder is working. I've got title. It's also got audio. Got the video feed. It's got that little on-screen overlay. This thing is working. My network is running out of bits and bytes. Yeah. So it's the RTMP that isn't working. Or the ProConvert is not receiving, not showing the data out. Okay, let's do that. Let's do on the ProConvert, let's add some on-screen overlays. So let's go back to box 3. Show audio meter. And 1920, 1080, 30 frames per second. Does that match this one? 1080p 30. Mainstream 1080p 30, H264. Oh, this one also does H265. That's cool. Stream RTMP. And this one I should be able to also pull up. Maybe I'm configuring this thing wrong. This one's got a weirder interface. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I should just do this with FFmpeg. All I wanted to do was source. Yeah, my NDI isn't working today either. Lovely. Okay. Think. Do I have a video file on my computer? We can do that instead. Yes, I have a city loop. So I can use FFmpeg. Let's first kill this. Make sure it's not streaming anything. RTMP. Put the RTSP back on. I actually do use that. Okay. Do that. Get rid of that. That one's connected. Let's try this. So we're going to go RTMP 10, 11, 70, 77 live and try to push to the mage well. Oh. I know, I forget how to do this with FFmpeg. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to go to ffmpeg.guide. Input video. We are going to add an output, which is export as... Oh, I have to pay for this, don't I? Darn. Okay, I can't use this one. This is a cool site, though. FFmpeg. I have a config somewhere for that from all of the test streams that I have been doing. Let's open up my config. Where is it? Nginx RTMP. Here we go. This is what I need to do. Let's see if this works. Okay, it is streaming. And it's got 25 frames a second on this one. If I cancel this, it should stop, right? Yeah, decoding, 0. Maybe it's unplugged. That's all I can think of. Somehow the Pro Convert might just be unplugged from the back of the... Normally I just have that connected. Yeah, this is definitely receiving data, but we're not getting the video, which maybe it's just the wire. Okay, so much for that demo. Moving on. It's not possible to access the internal hard drive on the HD8 with USB-C, only access the hard drive via network. I don't think so. I actually did plug mine in over USB, so let's try it. I mean, how would you access it? No, like it's not gonna ship as a drive over USB, if that's what you mean. I'm not sure if you can access it over the network over USB. That might be. Reboot the Magewell. Yeah, we could do that. I don't think it's on my power strip. And it might be PoE, actually. So let me see if I can reboot it from the network. Magewell Pro Convert. I believe it is... Rack switch 13. Yeah, I'll just reboot it that way. Ports. This is port 13 major pro convert. It is using 3 watts, so I should be able to power cycle it. What? Why does it say HybridX Studio Mini there? Oh, just because I probably renamed it. This is Magewell Pro Convert. Okay, the HybridX did not turn off, so I think we're good. Did it reboot? Yes, it did. I'll wait till that comes back. Oh, I saw a flicker. I see an OSD display now. See a little thing on that screen right there. Can't read it. RTMP is what it says. Okay, I think it needed to be rebooted. Still taking a while though. Let's take a look at the chat. iPad OS 17 has webcam support. Yes, it does. It is a very, very cool thing. You can plug in an ATEM Mini into an iPad running the latest iPad OS to use it as webcam. I am very excited for all the things that means. Okay, we're back. Let's go to the source tab. RTMP is selected. Let's push from here. And now it's fine. Ooh, choppy. Probably because of the frame rate conversion. Let's cancel that. Let's get rid of the, let's go back over to the DDMall. So I have not had this happen before, I will say. Have not had the Magewell crash like this before. Let's see if this works. Yep, there it goes. Oh, so now we're getting audio but no video. That's actually progress. So check this out. This is the Magewell. I've got audio and it says 1080 30, but we're not getting the video feed from the DDMall. So that is something wrong with the DDMall encoder. Don't know why. But it was getting audio, which is interesting. Yeah, here it goes again. Okay, so that's good to know. Let's go back to the other one and try to stream the multi-view from the home ATEM. RTMP push to that. There it goes. Okay, this one worked fine. Weird. I had to reboot the Pro Convert. I have never had to do that before. Now that we have this working, what I wanted to do was confirm that this in fact cannot stream to the ATEM TV HD8. So now that we know we can stream by putting in a URL there, I can grab the stream key for the member 8. Let's do that. And let's first turn that off, I guess. Yeah. Change it. And I'm going to change what's in the multi-view to that. Oh, someone's streaming test now. So let's push to member 8, that last little black box, and I don't think it's gonna work. So this is gonna be a very anticlimactic demo. Yeah, it's not working. Okay. Long roundabout way to confirm that it cannot in fact receive streams from other encoders. But good to know for sure. ATEM USB out into iOS sounds interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. A lot of, I think we're going to see a ton of new iOS apps for streaming based on that. The Logician says, suggestions for hardware boxes for receiving remote streams without the need for web-based services to feed into OBS. Wait, web-based services to feed into OBS. Either as direct encoder plugged into computer or HDMI out to Camlink Pro. Well, wait, there's too many things in here. I'm getting confused. Hardware boxes for receiving remote stream. I would say the Magewell Pro Convert normally has been very stable for me. Surprised I had to reboot it just now, but it has been on for months. But normally it's very solid. And it doesn't have any buttons, but it does require that you configure it in the website. So you have to have it on your network, and then you can load up this web page to configure the stream keys for it and such. Other part of your question was, I can't parse this. You might have to rephrase this. Direct encoder plugged into the computer or HDMI out to Camlink. I can't picture what you're asking. Camlink Pro, that is the card, right? So the capture card. Yeah. Okay. Oh, here we go. To clarify, instead of getting remote guests via service like Melon. Oh, okay. Oh, now I see the question. You're mixing your stream in OBS. You want a remote stream in OBS. And you don't want to use a remote service like Melon. I haven't heard of Melon. Melon remote guest. Is that like... Is that like StreamYard where it's like a full-on streaming platform? So what I would say is check out, I think Melon is like StreamYard where it runs the whole stream, and you want to run your stream in OBS locally, and you want a remote feed into OBS. So one thing that is made specifically for that is called video.ninja. And what that does is it's a little bit not like slick UI, but it does work well. Once you create a room, then you can invite guests using a link. All they do is they don't join in the browser, so it's very easy for them. They don't see any of the nonsense control room stuff. They join a remote link, and then they pop up in your little things here, and then you can bring this URL into OBS, like a web page capture, and it'll show up inside OBS. And it, like, Steve made this specifically for OBS, and I think it used to be called OBS.ninja even. It was like specifically for OBS, but it actually, you can use it with anything, obviously, because it's just a web page at the end of the day. So he made it for that. So it does work well for that. You can use it to like capture this in other things that can do web page capture of remote guests. It's a cool solution. There are, I haven't seen anything else work exactly like that, where it's like just the building blocks of remote guest solutions, because like you're discovering with Melon and other things. Yeah, StreamYard. That wants to run the entire stream for you, not let you like pull out a guest. The other way you can do it is, the idea is to not use web services at all. Direct stream from a remote guest to your hardware box. So yeah, if you don't want to use web stuff, I would say if you're in OBS, it is easier to just use the web capture. You can set up OBS with, I feel like I've seen an RTMP receiver plugin for it at some point. Not totally sure where I found that anymore, but you can search for that RTMP receiver plugin for OBS. Or if you wanted to get hardware involved, then yeah, you can use the Magewell Pro Convert to receive an RTMP stream, but that outputs HDMI, which you could then capture with a capture card into OBS. So that would work. I need like a I don't have my drawing stuff here. But yeah, the ATEM streaming into the Magewell Pro Convert, like I just showed. Magewell Pro Convert outputs HDMI or SDI. That can be run into a capture card in your computer. So you're not entirely in software. You're actually using quite a bit of hardware there. That does definitely work. I would say the big downside of that is that the once you're doing it at that low level, then the guests don't have, it's not like a video call, right? Like the guests don't have any way to see the return feed. So you would have to send them a feed somehow of what's live so they know when they're live, and it will be delayed. The nice thing about Video Ninja is the delays are super minimal, and the remote guests will also see whatever camera you want them to see in that web page, just like a video call. So two different ways to do it. On the HD8, the transition type button marked ARM is currently disabled and will be enabled in a future update. Any suggestions as to what it will do? I don't think I saw that one. Let's find out. Let's go back over to the HD8. Transition style. I don't have it in the software control. Let's look at the actual device. Let me swing over here. Aha, I see it. So mix does what you expect. Okay, super source, camera 1, let's go camera 1 and camera 6, camera 4. You can see the mix, wipe, yeah, arm. Sting. I don't have anything in the stinger right now. I've never heard of an ARM type before. I wonder if it's like related to, I wonder if it's more like arming, like getting ready, where it's like, because this is next to the Sting. Maybe it would, like, if you're using, one thought would be like, if I don't know if you can do this. Let's find out. Like, back to the software. If I'm configuring a transition and I go to Stinger, yeah, I only can use the built-in media players. Huh. My thought was, could you use a video source as a Stinger, right? Like one of the cameras playing back from a hyperdeck, in which case arming it would be like, you want to queue up the hyperdeck so that it's ready to start rolling immediately when it goes, because syncing on the hyperdeck does take a frame or two. But you can't choose other sources, although maybe that's coming into firmware update 2. That's my only thought. I don't know what an ARM style transition would be, but yeah, interesting. We will have to make sure we check that out. Hopefully I still have it when that comes out, because I only have this for like a month. Will a Magewell RTMP receiver to NDI work? So get the guest in without an external capture card. Magewell RTMP in, NDI out? No, you need an NDI encoder for that. Yeah. Oh, the Logician, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, and that reminds me, I almost forgot. It is the first live stream of the month, which means it is time for a giveaway. And we're almost at the end of the stream, so that's a good time to do it. So, quick overview of the giveaway, and then I'll get to these questions, and then we'll do the giveaway. And I'm going to put on some music. The giveaway, first live stream of the month, that's when we do this, and it is open to, there's 2 prizes. The extreme prize is half off any of my digital products, or $20 off any of my physical products. And that physical products include any of the things that you find in my store, including any used gear, as well as any of the PK1 products. So that is the extreme price. To be eligible for that, you is open to any now channel members, as well as anybody who has sent in a super chat over the last 30 days. So, and there's link on the screen had the full details there. So channel members are included in that as well now. Just want to say thanks to all the members again. And then the other prize is the mini prize, and the mini prize is open to anybody who has said anything in the chat at all today. If you've spoken in the chat today, you're automatically entered. We'll pull from the list of everybody who's been in the chat, and that is 25% off any of the digital products in my store. It is that time. First Sunday. Okay. So what we're going to do is first run the mini prize. So I've got all the, oh, let me load that again. There we go. This is everybody who has been, oh, we got some more commenters coming in for the first time today saying hi in the chat. Let me just reload a couple more times, get you, make sure you're in that wheel. And we're gonna give this a spin right now. And Blanco, congratulations. Okay, what you have to do to claim the prize is send me an email. You'll find my email on my YouTube About tab. So send me an email, say, hey, I won the prize, send me a coupon code, and then I'll reply back with a 25% off coupon code. Congratulations. And now we need to do the other drawing. Let me actually take a moment to answer some more questions in the chat. I like the socks. Nice, yeah, the socks are fun. They are RGB socks. You can find those at shop.armpk.tv. I should, next time I go to like, oh, I'm gonna go to IBC, so I'll make sure I wear them to IBC. Suddenly half a year is gone. I know, it's a little bit scary. Oh, it's in the manual. Oh, okay. User manual says the button mark arm is currently disabled and will be enabled in a future update. Okay, I thought there was going to say what it does. Oh, TVJ has some good info here. The only time I've heard ARM mentioned when using a switcher was when doing multiple outputs using one switcher. Multiple outputs with one switcher, so you can arm a transition for both show outputs. I don't think I understand how that works. Arm a transition for both. How do you do multiple outputs with one switcher? Like on different MEs? That's only got one ME though. Interesting, interesting. Oh, did you get the t-shirt? Oh, I love it. Great. Arrived in the mail this week. That is a fun shirt. The, where is that? Here it is. I should have worn that today. I forgot. I think it might have been in the wash. Fun shirt. Okay. ARM sounds like the new stinger button for the HD8 ISO. Yeah, that. We'll see, we'll see. Is there any way to do mix minus in the HD8? Oh, so as far as I know, as far as I can tell, the only sort of mix minus it has is the same as what was in the TV Studio, where you can, where is it? Yeah, you can toggle the headphone mix. So I think it's like, I need to plug in headphones. But I think this is, it's either soloing or muting certain channels on the headphone mix. But there's no like what you actually want in mix minus. Not good enough audio controls in any ATEM in my opinion. They really need mix minus because at the very least, I want to be able to use this on video calls to send a mix minus mix back to the video software, but we do not have that still. No. Okay. Oh, thank you for joining the channel. That is good timing because now you are entered into the other giveaway. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Really appreciate all the support. I think that means we're also getting very, very close to the goal of 30. Let's double check where we are at right now. And YouTube's not loading. Great. Okay. So let's do the drawing for the Extreme. The shirt will be making an appearance at the film workshop that I'll be attending in Norway. Oh, nice. Love it. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, back to this. I'm going to pull up the list of everybody who has sent in a super chat or is a member. Nice long list of people. So this is for half off any digital products or $20 off any physical products, including any of my used gear that's in that shop. Here we go. And oh, it's Marcin. Congratulations. So if you are watching this, I think I saw you in the chat. Then send me an email and say, hi, I won. And I will send you back. Let me know which one you want, 50% off or $20, and I'll send you back the right kind of coupon code. Congratulations, and thank you for playing. And now we get some tunes. Yeah, you were very close. Thomas says the TV Studio Pro 4K mix minus would work for video calls due to the implementation. Oh. Depends on which one they did. The Constellation style, maybe I'm remembering wrong then. I thought that it was the same as the Constellation. That's interesting. If I go back to the Constellation. Oh, I don't have the headphone button on the Constellation. Okay, I will have to play around with that. That's a great suggestion. I'm gonna demo these. That's too complicated for a live stream, so I'll do that as a video and show what these do. Excellent. Thank you, Thomas. Bigger switchers have multiple MEs. They're essentially hidden. You chose them, make a setting change, and then switch to a different one. I think arming is used to link to the hidden one. Oh, interesting. Okay. I think the Super Bowl is done with 9 MEs, but only 3 physical button rows. That'd be a fun tour. Bill says, I'm keen to know what chance you think there is a firmware update at some point to the HD8 to add 2110 IP. That's an interesting question. Generally, I feel like firmware updates for that kind of significant feature is not likely just because it usually requires extra hardware inside. But it's very possible that they planned on it from the beginning. So it could happen, I guess, since it is software video. I would not hold my breath, but it would be a pleasant surprise if it did happen. But yeah, I would not buy one right now assuming that it would happen. Are your ATEM stands available as digital downloads for geeks like me that have a 3D printer? Not currently. We're talking about doing that. We'll see. We'll see. I think it would be fun. But no, they are not currently available. You know what I should do though, is I should put out some of my other 3D designs that I've got from random things I've made around the office, because like my battery wall, which is fantastic. I made custom brackets for all these different battery chargers, and they're all attached to the pegboard. And they're all perfectly fit, clamp onto the pegboard. It's great. those I would just put up for free so you can download because they're fun. Okay. What am I forgetting? We did the giveaway. Congratulations. Thank you to members. We're just about at time, so this is good. I will, I think, have to. I think we're going to wrap this up. Cool. Good questions for me to research. If you have any more questions about the HD8, let me know. This is a great time. Put them in the chat or the comments. Because I'm going to do a couple of videos about this before I have to give it back to them, and try to show some of the more interesting things. Oh, I missed this question earlier. How can I send audio from the mixer via MADI and add more channels? So the HD8 does have MADI support, which is cool. And basically what it means is that if you, I don't have anything plugged into it, but once you connect the cable, which is like a coax cable like SDI, then any of the MADI outputs from whatever you've connected to, like a mixer, will just start showing up as all these MADI channels. I think there's no config on the ATEM side. Oh, you can split MADI channels like you can split any other channel. Yeah, there's no config of MADI on this side, but there might be on your mixer side. So on the mixer side, like my X32 does MADI, and that's what's running this audio for the show. This, oh my God, where is it? Not that setup. It's in this one. So this is the MADI card in the mixer, and I can choose like which chunks of channels show up in the mixer as MADI or not. I can send certain banks out as well. So whatever mixer you're using that's got MADI will have some config like this probably. That's what you'd want to configure. On the ATEM side, it should just show up once it's configured. Have to go. Great live show. As someone who recently got the HD8 at work, these live demos are perfect. Great. Well, let me know more questions so I can try more stuff out. Because yeah, eager to do live demos of this stuff. Oh, good question from Thomas. Great, great idea. Great video idea. How does the return audio work? Like a streaming bridge, could you send a mix minus program back to the camera web presenter? Yeah, I think that's the idea, but I will double check that for you. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. I have more work to do on the house. I didn't even get a video out last week. I'm sorry. It's like it's the second time that happened this year, so it's a pretty good track record. My excuse is we are moving into the space upstairs and decided to redo the bathroom. It badly needed it. And then also decided to paint the kitchen, which I did on Friday and Saturday. And it looks so much better now. There are pictures in the members Discord. If you're curious, I've been posting photos of the projects in the channel there. So take a look there if you're curious. Otherwise, you can find more updates on that project on the House Files channel. So that, actually the latest video there is about exactly that, about moving to save $2,000 a month. And you can see the kitchen in complete chaos in that video. So if you want to walk through the loft, where I did film a couple of videos a while ago in this channel, but walk through the loft and see the chaos that is the kitchen without any of the cabinets installed anymore. It's fun. So take a look at that. I want to get that channel up to 1,000 subscribers too, so you can help that way. But yes, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you for all of the super chats. Thank you for the being a member of the channel. And thank you to the extreme supporters, Michael and Marcin. Appreciate it very much. And yeah, oh, and another hot tip from Koala 20, Yolobox Pros on sale for $9.99. Excellent. Good to know. Thank you for that. yeah, we'll be back here same time, same place next week. I will probably not be doing a live stream of the bike ride tomorrow because I want to get some drone photos, and I can't really do those two things at the same time. So keep an eye out for the drone photos of the bike ride for later, though, because that'll be fun. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go upstairs and finish tearing things out and cleaning things up. Gotta get this place ready to move in, and then things will be back to normal, and can actually get some more videos done again. Don't drone and ride. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Thank you all, and have a great rest of the week. Bye.